Hi everyone, we have the Atomfall patch notes of the 16th of April 2025. We have Atomfall quality of life update fixes. Atomfall quality of life patch has arrived in addition to general bug fixes and gameplay improvements, the latest title update to Atomfall addressing the following issues. Below is the full list of fixes in the patch. General. Resolved an issue where some players would experience random movement and stuttering with their mouse. Players' orientation will no longer change dramatically after auto-saving. We fixed an issue where the map would sometimes become stuck on only one region. Fixed an issue where the inventory occasionally kicked the player from storage tubes. Resolved an issue where subtitles were disappearing too quickly. Improved translations for Polish, Brazilian, Portuguese, Spanish, Simplified Chinese, Traditional Chinese, and French. Fixed an issue where weapon ammo could go missing when equipping or moving weapons between quick slots. Already learned message will no longer remain permanently in the inventory section. Resolved an issue in which the map's region list would not expand if the pause in menu setting was enabled. Fixed a crash that would occur when players traded for weapons while they had full ammo. The pin of explosives lures is no longer visible after the player has pulled the pin out. Combat music tracks will now shuffle so players have a lower possibility of hearing the same combat track twice in a row. Resolved an issue where players were unable to turn off the developer console. Ammo will no longer disappear after equipping a gun to a slot and then dropping the same weapon. The description for the modified JM3 and other JM3 variants now read correctly as fully automatic. The equipment shortcuts tutorial no longer shows a bandage in a quick slot, as this is not possible in-game. The content installed notification for Deluxe Edition players on Epic now has correct formatting. The purchase text in the DLC screen has now been translated in Japanese. The privacy policy has now been localized in the Crash Reporter. Descriptions have been added for melee assist, strength and rotation options. Quest-specific fixes. The correct outro will now be played when the player completes the game with Mother Yago's ending in all circumstances. Resolved an issue where, under certain circumstances, Joyce Tanner did not appear at her ending location. Wyndham Village. Fixed an issue where players could get stuck under the building after exiting the bakery. Training stimulants will no longer respawn in the Forgotten Cellar. Resolved an issue where the bushes near the bandstand would flicker when players got close. Casterfall Woods fixed an issue where, under certain circumstances, players could get stuck in the transition space between the castle ruins door and the woods. A non-existent house no longer appears on the map for the open area near the village gate. Skethermore. Resolved an issue where sounds could be muffled on entering the container in front of the master control room in the prison. Interchange. The door to the lower robotics is now accessible if players complete the puzzle, exit, and then return. Players will now have safe passage if they do not have enough health or health items to exit the spore cloud and leave medical. Punch cards have been replaced with the correct cards. So, that is the patch notes of Atomfall of the day. Let's see if there's any other news while we're out there. Doesn't look like it. So, hopefully that's filled you in enough for the week, and I will try and fill everybody in next week. That's it for Atomfall patch notes.